What is up, Chronics? Welcome back to the series where I recustomize and review past DLC vehicles that have good microphone quality before late 2019. So as always, guys, feel free to let me know down below in the comments what car you want to see me recustomize next. I'll display the most liked vehicle suggestion comment in my next customization video. So in today's video, we're going to be customizing the Ocelot Stromberg, which I customized / reviewed back in 2017 when it released. So the Stromberg released with the Doomsday Heist update in December of 2017 and is available from the Warstock website for a normal price of $2.5 million or a trade price of just under $1.9 million if you complete the Submarine recon setup for the Doomsday Heist as a leader. Now, before the price adjustments made in 2022, this car had a normal price of just under $3.2 million and a trade price of just under $2.4 million. So Rockstar reduced the overall price of this car back in 2022 by about 20% of the original price, which is interesting. Now, this car is in the Sports Classics class, but it is not usable in normal races. However, it is usable in special vehicle transform stunt races and stuff like that. However, the Stromberg has gotten a bit forgotten over the years. Why? Because a better version released in 2020 with the Diabolical Heist, the Toreador. So this one took the same submarine weaponized armored car idea and added a boost function to it, which also works underwater, and the addition of 2 more seats, which makes it very convenient when you're with friends and stuff. However, that car has a price of $4,250,000 with no trade price available. So if we compare that to the Stromberg that offers a trade price of $1,875,000, that is less than half the price, and the main difference is you have no boost function. So if you're on a budget in GTA Online and you want a weaponized armored vehicle to compete with the annoying Mark IIs in free mode and stuff, the Stromberg is a heck of a deal. However, I do want to mention that the Stromberg doesn't really have any visual customization except for the usual internal performance mods and wheels / paint. So I just wanted to mention that before we continue the review. Now, in terms of what the Stromberg is based on, it's primarily based on the Lotus Esprit S1 submarine car from the James Bond movie The Spy Who Loved Me. That car was nicknamed Wet Nelly. The fact Rockstar took that iconic car and put it into GTA Online I think is just super cool. Now obviously it is Rockstar, so to mention the Stromberg styling is also mixed with the Lamborghini Bravo concept car. So it's a really strange but also cool looking combination of both the Lotus and the Lamborghini Bravo, which I think turns out to be a really unique design. But anyway, let's go ahead and check out the customization of the Stromberg. Alright, Stromberg, let's do it. Alright, so we got armor, brakes, engine, we got the lights, plate, respray. So for this, I mean, I was going to do the typical white, build for the reference to the Spy Who Loved Me Lotus, but I don't know, I wanted something a little bit different. So I'm going to go with a nice shadow silver. Then for pearlescent, we're going to throw a nice diamond blue on there. Gives us like a nice grayish blue color, which I think suits this car very well. Our secondary color is going to be these panels here. I'll put them in white so you guys can see them clearly. So the panel that looks like a grill sorta, or like a vent, which is actually the panel that opens for the missiles. And then like the whole bottom half of the car is your secondary color. Personally, I don't like the contrast, so I'm just going to go ahead and make it match with our shadow silver there. Crumblum for this car goes on the doors, really small there. Transmission, turbo, wheels. The stock wheels are nice, obviously if you want the closest reference to the Spy Who Loved Me Lotus, you're going to want to have the stocks, or you can go to muscle. You can throw on here the revolvers right here. You have the closest. You can put it in chrome if you want it to look a little better. That's not a bad option there, but personally I don't really like the look of these wheels too much. If you want a reference to the Lamborghini Bravo, you can also go to the track category and you can put on here if you want like those holes in the spokes. I believe it's called the pepper pot. Yeah, you can put these right here, which these don't look too bad either. All personal preferences to what you want to go with. But personally, I really like the way the Gigamesh look on here. I think it suits the car very well. So I'm going to go ahead and install those. For wheel color, I think I'm going to leave them in alloy. I was going to do like a gray, but I think the alloy looks fine. So we'll go ahead and leave that there. Windows, I'm going to go ahead and black them out. And that's all the options there. So this car does come standard with all the weapons. So you don't have to buy them. So the missiles, all that stuff is included. So that's convenient. One thing that's not included though, I believe, all the bulletproof tires. They do cost money, but I forgot to remove it when I was doing the customization here. So this, by the way, does cost money. The bulletproof tires is not included. So definitely recommend installing that since this is a weaponized, vehicle. And yeah, all right, let's go and exit to ground, take it for a drive here. All right, see that paint in the sun? Oh yeah, I love that. A bit different than the usual white or black or silver. I think it looks really, really good. It's like this grayish blue color, which I think looks fantastic in the sun. And these wheels, I think, really set it off instead of the usual other wheels that we see. And it kind of gives it some retro vibes as well, which I like a lot. Interior-wise, we have the same interior as the Ardent, which I think is great, It suits the car very well, and it's not a random copy-paste sports classics car interior, which I'm glad Rockstar didn't do for this one. The only thing that's not the best on this car is the texture quality of the headliner. You can see it's pretty bad up here, and then it gets worse as we get over here. And then the firewall is just absolutely terrible. But I guess from the seats forward, it's pretty good. And I do like that single spoke steering wheel. I think it looks really cool, and it fits the car very well. So, all right, floor it. Accelerates very well for what it is. So I mean, it's definitely not slow. I wouldn't say it's crazy fast either. I mean, it's quick. It's definitely enough to get around the map. It's faster than most cars. Handling wise, got quite a bit of understeer, but pretty easy to control for the most part. Yeah, quite a bit of understeer. Yeah, it's not bad. Now, this vehicle does have different weapons. So it actually has 3 different types of weapons. It has the machine guns. Those are mounted in the 2 fake vents on the hood there. If I shoot them, you'll see them right there. And then our second weapons, I'm gonna hold this camera view, and we press square if you're on PlayStation, or X if you're on Xbox, and press it again, and boom, now we have our missiles. So the red ones in the center, those are our homing missiles, the regular ones, and then the ones on the sides are the torpedoes. Those only work when you're underwater. So if I go ahead and shoot them here, see the fire rate is fantastic, and then boom, we get the reload for the next set. Boom, just very, very cool. And then obviously if you put it back to machine gun mode, get this, there we go, machine gun mode, then boom, it hides. So love that there. And then of course this thing is famous again, like we talked about earlier, for the submarine function, where you hold right on the D-pad and you already crash into a minivan, and then it turns into a submarine. So I'm gonna drive over here to the Higgins Heli-Tours pad, so you guys can see the submarine function. Thankfully we already did the driving portion before it started raining. Break the fence here, and I'm gonna do the submarine mode out of the water so you guys can see that first. So you just hold right on the D-pad for that, and then at the end you get the little antenna, which is just super, super cool. And then you press boom, get that for the torpedoes. And then here, it's currently in missiles mode because we're not underwater. But we go back to machine gun mode and see that all that works. And then you get the propellers back here. You get the fins that actually move the opposite way when you steer. So it's got nice detail. And then if we hold it again, you can see it go back to normal. And the wheels don't actually start spinning until the conversion is fully done, which I think is kind of funny. So we'll go in here in the water, and you actually don't have to go into submersible mode right away. You can't drive it obviously, but the car won't die on you even if you're not in submersible mode, so that's nice. But if we hold right on the D-pad, obviously goes into submersible mode, and then now we can start using underwater. It's decently quick for what it is. I mean, I wouldn't say it's insanely fast, but it's decently quick. And then see, now we have torpedoes only, and if we shoot those, see the way they work there. Torpedoes only. Very, very cool. But no machine gun. So again, only torpedoes underwater. Speed-wise, it's decently quick. This is obviously where the Toreador mainly outshines this one, because you can use the boost underwater. And then we'll ride on the D-pad, and now we're back in regular mode. We can drive it. Now, doors-wise, this vehicle, it does not, the only thing that opens is going to be the normal doors. Obviously, with all the panels and stuff that move, I mean, it kind of makes sense that Rocket didn't want to have anything glitch or break opening other panels in the car. But there's the interior, talked about earlier. Let's go ahead and close this up. Now, I did do a test with my friend Ritz just to make sure everything's still the same, and yes, it is. This vehicle still survives. Well, it takes 6 homing missiles to blow it up. It can survive up to 5. It blows up on the 6th. And the back of the car is bulletproof, so that's fantastic. You won't get killed. So, I mean, that makes it just a very, very good vehicle, considering that the tracking and everything on the homing missiles is fantastic. So, it's a good defensive, weaponized vehicle against an Oppressor Mark II griefer, or pretty much any vehicle in the game trying to grief you. It's a fantastic, fantastic vehicle and tool, mainly because of the armor, in combination with those homing missiles. So, yeah, I mean, like we talked about earlier, compared to the Toreador, I know the Toreador is the better vehicle, obviously, but that's also going to cost you, what, an extra like $2.3 million, basically, compared to the price of this one, if we factor in the trade price. I mean, again, the Toreador is more than double the price. So, I mean, if you're on a budget in GTA Online, I think, you know, you want a vehicle to defend yourself in, you know, random GTA Online free mode sessions. This is a really, really, really good one for the money. And I know some of you might say, well, I mean, almost $1.9 million, that's still a lot of money. I mean, in the current economy of GTA, considering a Honda Accord is 1.4 million and a random Nissan sedan is 1.4 million, I mean, I don't think it's that bad anymore, you know? I think it's a fantastic, fantastic deal. I mean, even an Escalade is $1.6 million. I mean, you're almost at the Toreador. A Jeep is more than the Toreador. I mean, sorry, more than the Stromberg. So, I mean, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So, great value for sure. I would definitely own one if you don't already own. Obviously, if you own a Toreador, there's no point in buying this one unless you want, you know, a movie prop. But if you don't own either of the two, I think this is a great one to consider buying, especially if it goes on sale. Then it's an even crazier of a deal. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. As always, thanks again for watching, and let me know what vehicle you guys want to see recustomized from late 2019 and older that I haven't recustomized again yet in a video. Thanks again for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.